Look, we're screwed, you guys. If Kamala Harris gets back in office, it's not just us. Check this out. It's also Tim Walz's home state, Wisconsin. Wisconsin sheriff, we're screwed if Trump doesn't win the election. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. You're already screwed, but Democrats are still in. So a Wisconsin sheriff is warning that the state will be screwed if Vice President Kamala Harris defeats President Donald Trump in November. The remarks was relayed on Thursday by Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt as he testified during the House Judiciary Committee hearing in Milwaukee on how the border crisis has impacted Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Remember how they're like, oh, well, it's just going to be the border states, California, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico. Like, you guys are just going to sit there and feel it. Nope. These suckers are north, man. They're now we got people in Alabama that are being affected. Ohio. I mean, these things are everywhere. So Schmidt, the president of the Badger State Sheriff's Association, said the law enforcement around the state were seeing a surge in crime and strain on resources. I was told none of that's happening, though, Patriots. I was told none of this is happening whatsoever. If Trump doesn't win this election, we are screwed big time. People don't understand how bad it is. No, I do. Well, us Patriots do, because we cover it every single week. We cover it every single week. Oh, we do know how bad it is. Yes, sir. I'm fearful for my family. I'm fearful for the family of those that serve with me, he said, of dealing with an influx of cartel violence and drug trafficking. But again, we were told by Democrats, this wasn't and isn't happening. The most we get is, though, the immigration is a problem. It's been a problem for decades. Not in the span of allowing 10 million plus people to come in the span of 3.5 years. If Kamala is willing to lie on the campaign trail like that, can you imagine the stuff that she's going to sit there and lie about as she's president when things get a lot worse and a lot more crazier? They still think, you guys, speaking of them not apologizing or saying, hey, we're sorry, they never sat there and took responsibility for the classified documents that Joe Biden had. You're like, Brad, I thought he apologized. No, he didn't. We covered it here on the show. I did an entire saga on this thing. He blamed it on his staffers, you guys. He blamed him having classified documents still on his staffers. Now, your antennas, right, should be perking and going up. Why? Because if you recall, I'm going to correlate this to January 6th, since the Democrats love bringing that up, kind of gives us an opportunity to kind of smack them around a little bit. Remember how we kept seeing the same 4.5 to 6 minutes of video time and time again for years and years about January 6th, right? It was just the same clips rolling over and over again. Well, you might be wondering, well, hey, then we find out there's 40,000 hours, not minutes, hours of content. Why out of that 40,000 hours are we only seeing 4.5, 6 minutes of the same stuff? Well, because they had a narrative to push. And when it was found out that there was 40,000 hours and the videos that they watched were all timestamped of where they watched it, guess who the Democrats blamed? Do you think they took responsibility going, okay, hey, you got us, sorry, and going, we take responsibility for that, that was our bad. No, I correlated it to the story before for a reason. Guess who they blamed? Yes, sir, they're staffers. Oh, yes, they blamed the staffers for it. It's everybody else's fault. It's one of the biggest problems I think we're facing in America. I call it the silent epidemic. Nobody takes personal responsibility anymore. It's everybody else's fault. Can you imagine, you guys, if everything that I did here that went wrong, I just blamed you guys for? Wouldn't that be crazy? You know what I mean? I mean, you would probably stop watching, but you get what I'm saying? Like, oh, sorry, guys, I didn't start the show on time. My camera wasn't working, but it's your guys' fault for my camera not working. Like, what? You know what I mean? That's basically what's happening here. I mean, everything's going to the dumpster, man. We're falling quick, man. We are falling real quick. Things are looking really rough with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden in office.